Hey there, everybody. If you're a returning visitor, go ahead and look around. Things have changed a little bit since the last time you were here. I used to operate under the name Socialese Northwest, and now I operate under the name Self-Love Worthy. I haven't changed. I'm the same old me. It's just that I felt like Self-Love Worthy represented more of who I am as a life coach. So I made the choice to go in that direction. Here at Self-Love Worthy, there has been a lot going on in the last month. I am developing 2 different online courses that will be available very, very soon through Udemy. So if you want more information and updates regarding that, please see the link below and I can send you email updates as things happen. Also, probably the biggest thing actually is that a month or so ago, I was working full-time as an administrator in my local area and doing life coaching on the side, which was just too much for me. So through a certain set of circumstances, I was able to take on Self-Love Worthy full-time. I'm not going to say it's easy. My partner was a stay-at-home dad before, and so we're both at home kind of under each other's feet, in each other's space a little bit, but we're really taking those challenges as they come and overcoming them, and all 3 of us and our daughter, are very happy. So it's been a blessing, but it's also meant I'm really busy, so you may not have seen as much of me. I'm back. I'm here. So we're going to delve right into it, and I'm going to start with my first CBT, or Cognitive Behavioral Therapy tip, and that is recognizing the difference between destructive and constructive thoughts. For anybody who's been studying cognitive behavioral therapy or has any experience in CBT, you may know that automatic thoughts and negative self-talk are a huge piece to why we don't work, what our malfunction is. And changing those things can bring about phenomenal fulfillment and peace and happiness. And that's awesome. But what happens if you're mired in your own stuff, let's say loneliness, anxiety, depression, and you don't really trust yourself to define the difference between a destructive and a constructive thought? What happens then? When we're struggling with these issues, it's really easy to second guess ourselves and not be able to gauge what's really happening. So we need a marker. We need some sort of middle point where we can say, okay, everything on this side of the line is destructive and everything on this side of the line is constructive. But how do we define that middle point? How do we as people, being so different from one another, have a permanent fixture to tell us the difference between the two? And I have a solution. It's something I learned several years ago, and it has been immensely helpful over the years. And it is this. When trying to decide whether something that you're thinking is lifting you up and being constructive or pulling you down and being destructive, you want to evaluate it from a certain standpoint. And that is the standpoint of somebody who loves a child. The majority of us have a child in our lives that just, lights us up. Even if it's only for 5 minutes a day. I'm a cashier who works the register at the local supermarket, and there's that one kid that comes through my line that just makes my day explode with light. Or I have a niece or nephew or child, like I do, or grandchild or neighbor. We have that one kid. If you don't have that kid, for this exercise, imagine yourself between 4 and 6 years old. You can use a picture if that makes it a little bit easier. So get that kid in your mind, and then use that kid, use that vision that you have. Imagine yourself standing taller than that kid, looking down on them, and seeing whatever it is that's inside your head that you're worried about, that you're wondering whether it's destructive or constructive. It's going to be very, very clear right off the bat which side of the line it lays on, because that child is precious, and you recognize that. You know, you don't want to do anything to tear down their self-esteem. So, you know, if I think to myself, wow, you know, I didn't go exercise today, I'm just a friggin' fatty. You know, I don't even deserve to eat this dinner. I'm a massive failure. So I take that thought and I imagine standing over my beautiful blonde, blue-eyed daughter, this big, gorgeous, just make you grin ear to ear eyes, and say, you didn't exercise today. You're a failure. You're a friggin' fatty. Yeah, it's pretty apparent right away that that is really destructive. In the moment, I may feel like I'm helping myself by saying that, by really, you know, kicking my own butt. But really, I'm tearing myself down. I'm digging myself deeper into that hole that I found myself. And that becomes very, very clear when I apply the thoughts that are going on inside my own head to that child that I love. It just feels wrong. And if you remember the reason for that, it's because that kid is precious. That child is precious to you. We have to get in touch with the fact that we are precious. Whether we believe it or not, it's true. We have this body that carries us around. We have a heart that feels, a soul that's inside there, and a brain and mind that help us function as human beings. We are precious to our own existence. So anything that's going to make a child feel bad about themselves is going to make us feel bad about ourselves, and we should just cut out. It's really easy then, once we have that middle marker, to know which side of the fence we're actually on, something to give us that reality check. It's much easier at that point to be able to take those destructive thoughts and turn them into more constructive and mindful thoughts, which is something that we're going to cover in a different video. So, do you struggle with this? Do you struggle on figuring out what is destructive and constructive inside your own mind? Was this helpful to you? If not, what is helpful for you? Have you found something that works for you? All right, so put any and all answers to this question down in the comments. I will pick one person who comments down below to get a freebie from me. And you'll get a free code to one of my online courses coming up. So that's really exciting. So one person who comments down below will get that great prize. And then I'll be sharing some of the comments on my next CBT Tip video. If you'd like to connect with me outside of this space, see down below I have a Facebook fan page where you can follow what's happening with the brand, with me as a person and as a life coach. And then I also have a group that was created so that people who are struggling with these kinds of issues or who want to know more about how to use CBT and DBT in their own lives can get the help of their peers and, of course, of me. I'm in the group almost 24/7 there to help people. So I have those two avenues, Twitter, Instagram, I'm all over the place. So all those links are down below. If you found this video helpful, please share with your friends and subscribe, because that's the only way we can get more of this health information out there so we can all live happy and fulfilled lives. All right, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you here again on Self Love Worthy. Namaste.